Right now, in your bathroom and your pantry, there are probably a dozen products with ingredient lists you've never actually read. Not the front of the label, the back, the tiny print. And here's the thing, some of what's hiding in there isn't dangerous at all, but some of it has names specifically designed so you won't recognize what it is. By the end of this video, you're going to be able to pick up almost anything in your house and tell in about 10 seconds whether it's something you want to keep using or something worth swapping out. No fear-mongering, no everything will kill you, just how to actually read a label like someone who knows what they're looking at. Let's get into it. Here's something most people don't realize. In the US, companies aren't required to disclose every single ingredient in things like fragrance or flavor. Our product can legally list fragrance as one word, and that one word can be a mix of dozens of chemicals, none of which you'll ever see. That's not a conspiracy theory, that's just how the regulation is written. The FDA doesn't pre-approve cosmetic ingredients before they hit shelves the way it does with drugs. So a lot of what ends up in your products is on you to evaluate, which is honestly kind of unfair, but it's the reality. The good news? Once you know the patterns, this gets fast. You don't need a chemistry degree. You need about 8 categories of ingredients to watch for and a couple of habits. Before we get into specific ingredients, one habit matters more than anything else. Ignore the front of the package. Natural, clean, non-toxic, dermatologist tested. None of these words are regulated in any meaningful way in most countries. A product can say natural on the front and still contain synthetic preservatives on the back. Clean has no legal definition at all in the US cosmetics industry. The only part of the package that's actually regulated for accuracy is the ingredient list itself. And even that has loopholes, which we'll get to. So here's habit number 1. Flip it over. Every time. The front of the package is marketing. The back is mostly the truth. Quick but important. Ingredients are listed in order from most to least. Whatever's first is what there's the most of. Whatever's near the end is present in tiny amounts, sometimes fractions of a percent. This matters because it helps you triage. If a concerning ingredient is number 2 on the list, that's worth more attention than the same ingredient sitting at number 18. Not every toxic-sounding ingredient is worth panicking over. Dose and position on the list matter. Okay, here's the core of the video. 6 categories, what they're called, where they hide, and why people care about them. Number 1, fragrance or perfume. This is the big one. As I mentioned, fragrance is a legal umbrella term that can hide dozens of undisclosed chemicals, sometimes including phthalates, compounds used to make scent last longer, which have raised concern around hormone disruption in some studies. You'll find fragrance in lotion, laundry detergent, candles, shampoo, even things labeled unscented, which sometimes just means a masking fragrance was added to cancel out other smells. What to look for instead? Fragrance-free is a stronger claim than unscented. Or look for products that list specific essential oils by name instead of the word fragrance. Number 2, parabens. Parabens are preservatives. They stop mold and bacteria from growing in your products, which sounds great, and honestly, that's a real and useful function. The concern researchers have raised is that some parabens can mimic estrogen in the body at high exposure levels, though the science on real-world risk from typical cosmetic use is still debated. You'll spot them by the paraben suffix: methylparaben, propylparaben, butylparaben. Number 3, sulfates. SLS and SLES. These are the ingredients that make shampoo and body wash foam up. They're effective cleansers, but they're also known to strip natural oils and can irritate skin or scalp for some people. SLES specifically can sometimes carry trace contamination with a byproduct called 1,4-dioxane, which is why some brands market sulfate-free formulas. Number 4, artificial dyes. Red 40, Yellow 5, Blue 1, and others. These show up mostly in food, cereal, candy, drinks, snack bars, and in some cosmetics too. They're made from petroleum.
Some studies have linked certain artificial dyes to hyperactivity in sensitive children, which is actually why the EU requires a warning label on products containing certain dyes, while the US doesn't require that same warning. Number 5, BHA and BHT. These are preservatives used to stop fats and oils from going rancid. You'll find them in cereal, chips, chewing gum, and some cosmetics. BHA in particular is classified by some health agencies as reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen based on animal studies. Though again, the dose used in food products is much lower than what's used in those studies. Number 6, high fructose corn syrup and hidden sugars. This one's less about toxic chemicals and more about hiding in plain sight. Sugar has more than 60 different names it can appear under on a label, including some that sound healthy, like evaporated cane juice or brown rice syrup. Manufacturers can split sugar into 2 or 3 different listed ingredients so that none of them individually rank high enough to appear near the top of the list, even though combined, sugar might be the number one ingredient overall. So that's 6 categories. There are more: phthalates, formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, triclosan, PFAS, and some cookware and packaging. But these 6 will cover the vast majority of what you run into day to day.
Now, I want to be really honest with you. You are not going to memorize 60 names for sugar. Nobody does. Here's how people who actually live this lifestyle make it sustainable. First, start with your top 5 most used products. Not your whole house, just the shampoo, the lotion, the toothpaste, the go-to snack, the laundry detergent. Check those 5. That's where most of your exposure actually comes from, since you use them daily or apply them directly to skin. Second, use a scanning app. Apps like Yuka or Think Dirty let you literally scan a barcode and get an instant breakdown of concerning ingredients. No memorization required. I'll drop links in the description. Third, don't aim for 0. This is the mistake that burns people out fastest. You don't need to eliminate every ingredient on this list overnight or ever. The goal is reducing your overall exposure, especially to the ingredients your body absorbs most, through skin, through things you eat daily, through things kids use. A little bit of an okay ingredient in an occasional use product is very different from a heavily exposed daily product. I want to add some balance here, because this space has a lot of noise in both directions. On one side, some content creators treat every synthetic-sounding ingredient as an emergency, which isn't accurate. The dose, frequency of exposure, and route of exposure all matter enormously, and plenty of chemical-sounding names are perfectly benign or even naturally derived. On the other side, it's also true that a lot of ingredients used today were approved decades ago under looser testing standards than we'd apply now. And there genuinely are chemicals in wide use where the long-term real-world safety data is thinner than most people assume. Somewhere between everything is toxic and nothing to see here is a more honest, useful place to stand. And label literacy is what lets you find that place for yourself instead of taking anyone's word for it, including mine. Let's do a quick rundown before we wrap up. Ignore front-of-package marketing claims, flip it over. Ingredients are listed by quantity, highest to lowest. Watch for fragrance, parabens, sulfates, artificial dyes, BHA and BHT, and hidden sugars. Start with your top 5 daily use products, not your whole house. Use a scanning app to speed things up. Aim for reduction, not perfection. That's genuinely it. Once this becomes a habit, checking a label takes about 10 seconds. Now, if you're standing in your kitchen or bathroom right now thinking, okay, I actually want to just swap this stuff out, but I don't want to spend hours cross-referencing every label myself, that's exactly why I put together my own storefront. Quick disclosure, since I know some of you will ask, this is my own shop, and I earn from purchases made through it. Wanted to be upfront about that. Everything in it is 100% USDA certified organic and toxic free. Pre-vetted using everything we just covered in this video, so you're not stuck doing the label detective work yourself. You can check it out at the link in the description and pinned comment, esanteorganics.com/Hawaiian Shirt Guy. If this video was useful, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment and let me know, what's one product in your house you're going to go flip over and check today? I read every comment, so I'll actually see it.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.